Yes, local man. One of my closest cousins. Sijui kama kuna gona closest cousin ama a cousin is just a cousin, yeah. Ni mtoi wa uncle yangu, so we are first cousins. Alikuwa ananiambia, local man, you can do podcasts. Vizuri, you can do blogging. And I was thinking about it. Nasema, okay, mi piga story, though my thing is writing. And sometimes writer's block come through, or you just don't find time to write. So the main topic kwa hizi streets ni kitu inaitwa character development. Man, I think kama ni award ya kupitia character development, then local man is a PhD holder in character development. Just share experience here. Relationship. For me, I have to confess, Kwanza, like I've not been doing excellently with relationships, and sometimes it's not about the other person. I can't absolve myself. Sometimes it's about me, and it's not like really that I have very high expectations about people. But of course, kuna things that I desire to have, kuna kind of people that I desire to have. Of course, nataka dem super, nataka dem ana vision, nataka dem mwenye ni supportive. Of course, hii supportiveness inakamigi kama kuna kitu unafanya if you need to be supported. So like I've tried, I've failed severally, and I've woken up and tried again, and me kitu nakuwaga sure is that one day this thing will happen and I'll have a happy family. It's just about God's timing, and sometimes just getting things right at the right time. So kuna some problems we get to bring to ourselves as far as relationship is concerned, na mi siwezi blame anyone, because wakati hii kitu inaitwa love inakuanga involved, manze, thinking capacity, reasoning capacity, convictions, those things wazi exist. Ni mapenzi. Unaona unafanyiwa kitu I make sense, unaona unafanyiwa kitu wrong, but sema this time because inakaga ni kama ni mimi ndio break this other relationships, I'm holding on to this one, I'm going to be very patient with the other person. But the reality ni kuna some signs when they show up, you don't need to ignore them. You need to confront them, talk about them, and don't hurt yourself in the name of loving another person. And don't love the other person because you're sympathizing that ukiwaacha wata feel heartbroken. No, you just love someone if you love them. If there's no connection in between, then it's just the best thing that you part ways, because somehow you not value them because you're loving them for the sake that you're pitying them, ni kama unawafanyia favor. So you won't treat them right. You'll want to treat them like you're doing them a favor, and that's not what happens in a true relationship. I've been in such scenarios, and over time I've learned to say, like, see, manze, this is what I had, this is how I've been feeling, but imefika time, realistically, it's not like I'm seeing any other person or like I'm just moving on, but I'm feeling like my heart is not here, and I'm not genuinely doing what I'm supposed to do, having made a decision to be in this relationship. So how the other person takes it, of course, differs. Itakuwa bit, of course, loss inakuwa painful. Change means we have loss, and loss means that we have to undergo pain. So my character development journey ni the lessons zenye nilipick, because that's what is important. Don't ignore to signs tudogo zenye zinakama when you're in a relationship with someone and you've been having communication, you've been talking a lot, you've been chatting, there's been a lot of chemistry and having a good time. When those things begin to change, you need to have a conversation and muulizane wapi shida imetokea. And in most cases, kama mtu ni lecturer wa character development, they could have moved on, or maybe you are just a third wheel pale umeshikiliwa unadanganywa ni main person, main chick, main man, But of course these people walikuwa na other agendas, ama maybe genuinely they've been in that relationship, they don't feel it's where they want to be. Si ati anakuchukia but hakufeel, ama maybe just the same way that we pia unaweza lose feelings about someone and you feel like you're not genuinely loving them. Another person can get to that point, and of course you will see the signs and symptoms. The problem is to ignore the signs and symptoms and continue giving yourself and even increasing your effort. Like for me, nilikuwa naona in other relationships maybe they will fail, I never gave much to try to hold on to those relationships or make them work. So kwa previous whatever character development story I'm talking about, which happened in 2020, towards the end of 2020, the reality ni attention ya the other person moved to another person. Unfortunately, it's somebody who I came to know, and alikuwa workmate. So and I was writing a story about vile easy my job trips zimevunja my family and all nini. So there's a significant degree of how colleagues mambo wanaweza kuvunja partnership za wase. So we've been together from Feb, Valentino, things zimeshika. May was my birthday, you on fire birthday, friends when come, like, man, we are having a time of our life. We are looking at if October, if things did end up poor, man, why shouldn't we go tuone mapero tuambie hapa tumeamua sasa hii maneno ya watu kukua senior bachelors na junior finsters haikuwezekani. But then August comes, that's Feb, March, April, May, June. So through hizo May, June, July, una realize communication model may change. We are tired, we sleep early, we don't feel like communicating, we don't support kind of things that we used to support each other, businesses maybe, hustles wenye mnafanya pamoja, una realize attention haiko, and to some extent una realize messages za green kwa conversations ni mingi kushinda za white ama za blue, but unasema it's my role, I have to give it all and make sure that this is working. So later I realized that nilikuwa na waste time, as much as I confronted the situation and asked like, what is happening here? I don't think everything is working the same way that they were. We've been having good times, we've been going out for dates, we've been having long and interesting phone conversations and spending time together whenever we can create time. But now it looks like maybe you're unhappy, maybe something is happening to you personally, or maybe something from your family side, and the other person is like, no, I'm fine, you won't overthink. And for a moment unaona maybe because ni kama I want this more, I could be overthinking and looking at it like people are not reciprocating as much as maybe I'm giving. Of course, love ni give and take as much as we want to try to think and reason philosophically that that's not what it is. So I keeping on, like even after remembering overthink and even assessing and knowing that, man, I'm not overthinking. So phone calls stop coming, and then some nights the phone calls don't get answered and you don't get callbacks in the morning. Wewe na kierere yako ya roho na mapenzi, you continue to call and you understand, ulisahau phone job, sorry, nilikuwa tu niko worried, like what's happening. If kamali we going out with colleagues, and then during the out, then we don't get calls tulifika kwa hawa manini, which are basic things which I don't think are complicated. And man, hapo sasa wewe pia you just like let me stop overthinking, maybe I'm just showing that I don't trust or something. So you continue to understand, you continue putting in more effort to make your presence, to stamp your presence and your significance in that relationship. Of course, financially you chip in, psychologically, socially, like you're just interested in the other person's agenda. You want to see them grow, develop their career-wise and as people, as far as the spiritual aspect of life is concerned. But man, you just realize it's like you're just pushing this gurudumu alone. So that happened for some time, and even talked to some of my close friends. Kuna wase tunafungulianaga roho, tunaambiana kabisa vile things ziko, those things that happen behind these smiles na dancing nights. So talk to my friend, ananiambia, by the way, I don't think things will happen that way. You need to probe and see what exactly is happening. Just try to find a way of asking. So like, I was deliberate in August. I asked persistently, like, what's happening? Don't just say things are fine because this and this is happening. It never used to happen. This and that used to happen. It's no longer happening. It's like you're struggling to be here. And the answer is stop overthinking. Like, what's wrong with you? It's like you're overthinking. And kidogo, of course, with that duration of dating, you'll get to know someone's friends, they'll get to know your friends. And keeping in mind is that somebody tulijuana kitambo, and we share a lot of mutual friends. So conflict of interest is being cited as a reason for me to be cut from one of their friends. Actually, their mutual friend who is accessible to both me and her. And I'm just wondering, like, hey, mbona naambiwa ni cut ties with this person. It's not like I talk with this other person, but I thought they're your closest friend whenever you've been sick. It's through them that you communicated, like, and I could reach you through them. But now you've just fallen out. And of course, since I never have a kind of like direct communication to this other person, so see, I cut the ties. And this habit here, detachment happens. Off days zenye tulikuwa tunashare no longer happen, and you just feel like things are not working. So after some time, I just get a heads up from someone else just around, who knows what's happening around that. Ndio nikakuja kurealize, kumbe that's the reason hata my other friend, the other mutual friend, niliambiwa ni block nini. So they share with me the info. The person is kinda moved on kitambo. And the funny part about this niko na some biz dappers, kind of cosmetics, small too, just like a retail stall, like a small retail store, which I've been managing for some time too. And this person was there wakati tulikuwa tuna initiate. We had kind of more of a similar business idea, but then when ikafika time ya kuimplement, kulikuwa na your lack of commitment. Like, whatever we had in mind initially is not what this person also wanted to. Kumbe, that was just a point of detachment early in time, but I never thought of it that way. So nikasema, since we've gotten a space hapa na nika affordable space, and we're working from home, it's something that I can try to set up, and I go on, give my best and set up, though it's challenging during time of COVID and things are not working easily. So I realized the person mwenye anakuaga, hey, boss amesema is the kind of main guy now that I've been pushed to the side. But I never thought so, because of course the conversation between boss na nini zilikuwa like just a call comes, a call is picked, and inaongelewa hapo, everything in public. So it wasn't a big deal. So I get a narration of, you remember this and this when you sent money for hospital? Yes. Did you see your status? Did you see somebody's status that night? Like, I'm not good with statuses, I don't think. If I viewed, you must have been blocked from that particular day. That money in your hospital bill ilienda kufanya birthday bash ya so and so one. So says the two realities zinaanza come out. The days zenye ulikuwa una call, unaambiwa saa 2 tumechoka, tuko na headache, tunataka kulala, we're not feeling well, we are stressed, we are depressed, tumeenda church kutafuta spiritual whatever reinforcement. Man, hizo ndio days zenye the other person alikuwa amecamp at your girlfriend's place. Of course, me ni non-motorist Nairobi, and the other guy is a motorist of course. So hizo time zenye nilikuwa na call, the thing ilikuwa this guy is always nagging me because I owe him. I've employed him at one of my shops, so he's always calling about money. So wewe unaita mtu kube kumbe man, you are a shopkeeper. Wewe ni shopkeeper wake. So I just get to be told this story on one sad Sunday in 2020. But then I just digest everything and I look back at the emotional investment, of course financial, which is not a big deal. Like, it's not like that you've invested much, just of course, but it counts no matter how small. Like, of course you would come and think, oh, maybe I would have done this and this and this and this. When I realize effort ulikuwa make to help somebody achieve their dream, pushing them to get to their next level of career, ilikuwa tu ni vitu zako hizo zilikuwa your nagging ways, ni kama like unajiforce into their lives. So I come and realize that hey, this person is saying their boss, or is it their colleague? Of course, oh, they just sing the other person. So I reflect at how communication breakdown ilianza come about, how I overlooked things which I really needed to have asked. And so through my stalking, I get to see profile of this guy, and kidogo the guy friend requests me, and to make it worse, mtu mwenye alikuwa big phone ako busy nini begins talking to you at 4 a.m. akiuliza, have you added so and so as your friend? Can I see a screenshot of your conversation with so and so? Like, unashindwa kai, like, why would you ask me of a screenshot of a conversation between me and another person? Like, that's how sasa arrogant and rogue somebody has become. They're just trying to show you, man, whatever you're searching uko, that's the reality. Like, you are out of the picture, because it's like they are literally fighting to save the other relationship and getting me out of the way. So the mature thing for me is like, wow, this is kind of a confirmation. So I don't ask anything. I just say, oh, maybe, because social media is massive. We've just had a new friend engagement with another person, and if it's a concern, then I'm not going to have any conversation with them, because at the end of the day, they're the ones who came into my inbox and asked me, I see we are mutual friends with so and so, and I tell them yes, and they don't ask me anything more about that, and of course I'm not going to tell them anything about that. So the reality comes out, and you realize like, oh, you've wasted a good number of months, kitu kama 8 to 10 months, just trying to hold on to something that's not working, and it feels so bad. But the reality ni, you're not in the picture. Then you meet this person, they're just like very much okay, they're pretending like there was nothing about the conversation they were asking you about with the other person, and you spend time together and looking at the level of hypocrisy, and you tell yourself like, it's just good that I got to know what I had to know. So maturely, just get out of the picture. Of course, to some extent, it bothers me psychologically. Like, you just get to call someone and ask them like, I asked about this and this, why wouldn't you have told me at that particular time? Like, you know, it makes sense because I had seen this and this and asked, and you reassured me everything is okay. You would have just told me, I don't think this thing is working. So of course kulikuwa tuna hizo downtown moments, and just feeling like everything is not working. You feel like you're hating everything. But nika realize in being that down, manze, you're losing a lot of yourself, performance as far as career is concerned, as far as your life socially is concerned. All those things take a dip. And vile 2020 ilikuwa tricky finances need issues somehow, but that's not a big deal. The spiritual aspect of life is a big deal then, because you're not going to church, you're just having church online, you don't have many people to talk to, your family is back at home, you're not traveling back home as regularly as you could, your friends are also having issues, so like there's no one you're just going to open up to them about this and this. So the day I really discovered, like, hey, really, this the other person in the picture, and truly this has been happening. So I just talked to two of my closest friends, and they're telling me, thank God it's happened now, because the next thing is that you're going to get introduced and getting your family into this kind of like bringing on board your family on this issue. So they're just telling me, thank God it may happen sai kuliko inge happen after you've gotten into this, and that makes a lot of sense. So 2021 begins, of course, on a low moment, and I just go back to church. Like, at least churches had opened up, and nikasema, if I continue being down pale, me, I find my solace in God. People find solace in different places, but me, I would assure you, like, God has been my pillar. Is times when things are not working, when things are not making sense, I've just tried to find my relationship with God back, and trust you me, I've been able to overcome those situations. So I get back to church. Kuomba ilikuwa imekuwa ngumu, but pole pole I just begin praying, I just begin fellowshipping, and yep, I get friends, I get people that I get close to. It's a long story which I'll share another day from there going forward. But the other party, of course, the reality dawned on me, like these things were happening, there were inconsistencies, but I acted like the best man that I should be, or that is ideal to try and understand things that are not making sense. So reality moja about character development is sometimes we see things that are not working right, and we continue holding on to them. We don't question them, we make sacrifices because of things which are not right. So if you want to avoid the certificate ama kama utaki kukuwa na advanced certificate ya character development, just be true. When things are not working, when you're not feeling things are working and you have reasons for that, go ahead and question, so that if this thing is not there, it's not there, iishe katike. And the good thing is that when you do that, or even when you come and discover that these things have been happening, accept there's a lot of loss maybe that you've gone through. Some people, a lot of financial investment into it, emotional investment into it. You know, this is not something that you're going to recover, and you're not going to make someone to love you or prioritize you. The thing is that you have that day and the days going forward to make things different for you. So just don't hold on to the past, but also, just from the lessons that I've learned, to avoid hurting other people, don't rush into any other relationship. Just take a moment to assess yourself, do a review and an evaluation of yourself, and seek guidance from God. Kwanza, be at peace with yourself, be at peace with God before you move into another maybe relationship, if that's what you really desire. But don't overlook signs, no matter how small. It's better to talk sometimes, rather than come out and find some things that have been happening behind your back. Unfortunately, sometimes inakwanga just people who are close to us, people who we know, or people that we never thought will be this kind of, but such is life. People have their preferences, people will choose who to love, and there's nothing you can say about that. So a little bit into my character development 101, that thing, it can bring you down, it can make you feel unworthy, but that's the worst feeling that you should stick on to. Don't ever feel unworthy. Wake up, pick up yourself, and be the best version of yourself. Don't wait for the other party at you or fall down because maybe you're not meant to be. And unajua, God makes the rain inanyesha kwa both the evil and the righteous. The sun shines for both the evil and the righteous. So you work on your life. Be the best version of the person that you want to. And for me, 2021 has been the kind of year, like, I just focused on myself, focused on the things that I love, and gotten close to the people that matter. And to me, maybe some of the relationships have not worked well as far as family is concerned, or friendships are concerned, or even maybe attempts to move on are concerned. But never get yourself out of the picture. Like, your welfare is very important in any relationship. When your welfare is not okay, there's no way you're going to say that, I'm going to work on a relationship. The other person is not coming to complete you, they just come to complement you. So you need a complete version of you, not a broken version of you. You can be broken, but you can heal, and just from those scars you are able to know when things are not working, or when to take this step, when to make this move. So, man, love yourself, love God, and these other things will fall into place. Kama umekuwa candidate for character development, it's not the end of life. It's just a testimony that if you work on your life positively going forward, then it will be a positive testimony. You will share about how things never worked. And this year was just an interesting one. I happened to be home sometime before I came back to travel here to US, which is one of the things that I'm proud of, and I'm just feeling is an achievement for me this year as far as working on myself and concentrating on things that matter to me are concerned. So I attended a church service, and my dad was preaching, and he, of course, this kind of story that he's never told us as family, and he's saying that alikataliwa mara ya kwanza because of, I think, economic status. Like, I had like 4 kinds of rejection, but look at my family now. Like, I have a loving wife, that's my mom. She's a very loving mom, and I try to learn so much from them as parents. Like, I can say they've given us the best that they could offer, and looking at them just in their 60s and late 50s, people waking up to beat stories literally early in the morning, late in the night, and everybody's just doing their stuff and making the family feel happy. It's not something that happens on a regular basis, and we thank God for that. And he was saying, like, all this happened to me. Hizo zilikuwa character development, nile tu hiyo time hiyo kosa iko inapatiwa jina. So mzee pia alipitia hizo ma character development, but he says, look, hizo vitu ndio testimony yangu sai, because I worked on my life and I went to be the best version of myself, and I got somebody who values me for who I am. So that's what should happen. You'll always find somebody who values you for who you are. So just don't get stuck in the past. Even God mwenyewe anasema kwa Isaiah 43 between verses 16 and 19, forget about the past. You see, I've done great things in the past, na pia umepitia vitu hard in the past, but the old is gone. Behold, I'm doing a new thing. So focus on the new thing and character development lessons, as itakuwa very painful to you.